Welcome back to Apple Tree Allotment. Down here in my lunchtime at the end of the week. Just thought I'd come down and have a little look at how everything's doing. Not a lot of jobs to do at the moment. Everything's sort of going along on its own okay. And we've had little bits of rain on and off, so I've not been down here watering or anything. But it's still looking good. Almost time to start planting the onions and garlic. So I'm gonna have a little look around today, see where we can put them and if there's any work I need to do to get the beds ready. But everything's looking good. Beans are looking really good. Lots of nice growth on them. Lots of nice little flowers, and look like beans are coming along. So hopefully the weather stays warm enough for those to come on. We've even got lots of flowers on this tomato plant. The ones at home are cropping really nicely now, so we're getting lots of red tomatoes at home. And leeks are all doing really well. This bed's a bit behind the other one, but they're starting to get to a usable size, and I'll probably leave these ones in certainly till the beans are done, if not later into the winter. There's lots in the other beds we can be using, so no need for them yet. The peas don't look like they're going to do anything this year really. I think they're probably just too late, these ones. So thinking this bed might be a good candidate for the some garlic to be sown. But yeah, that might be where I put some of that. I might top up this bed. I think the soil this end wasn't so good. This was just, one half of this was just the soil improver, I think, and the other half was the original bed actually, or the first or second bed I made. So that's got some good compost in it. Yeah, I think this end certainly needs some compost of some sort added to it. So that's certainly something I'll do before I plant something else in it, I think. Potatoes, so last week we emptied, I think this bed is empty now and that bed is empty now. So we've still got 5 beds of potatoes over sort of storing in the ground. So yeah, they're all obviously finished now, but they're sort of storing there. We've got a big crate full at home still, so no need to dig them up yet, and they store quite well in the ground. So I'll be leaving them there for a bit, I think, certainly until I need the space. Over here we've got this bed did have something in, but it hasn't come up. I think it was spinach, but yeah, that didn't really work. The 2 squash plants over there trailing a bit further. I think it's way too late for them, but I'll leave them in there until I need the bed. The leeks are probably the best thing we've had in the last few weeks. There's some really nice sized leeks in there, really good ones. So we've been picking them slowly and using them maybe a couple a week, but there's probably, there's easily 50 leeks there, probably more. We've probably got sort of, yeah, there's another 20 or so over in that other bed. Yeah, so it could be 70, 80 leeks there that are all a nice size. So they will last us right through the winter, I would imagine. Chard is doing really well, really good chard. Definitely well usable now. Need to start getting that in the kitchen and get that used. So I'll perhaps take a bunch home today just to try and start harvesting that and encourage it to put on new growth. The pumpkins over this side, we've got some really nice pumpkins. Not loads this year, but we've got some nice ones. The ones at the back here haven't done amazing. There's this little tiny one on here, which I don't think is going to put on much more growth, but it's a nice little pumpkin. And these two beds, they've got a few little ones in that are still growing away nicely. A few in there, but the sort of bigger ones are over this side. Got a really few nice little ones in here. These orange ones, which I think were the Pudsey charity ones. The vines over here are starting to die back, so they're sort of getting towards being finished, and I can see the necks of them are starting to go a little bit, but they're some really nice hard pumpkins there. There's another one there, and one tucked up, just trailing into the strawberry bed. So there's three good ones there. A couple in this bit, another one over here, which is quite a nice size actually. That's quite a good one. And then the biggest one is trailing on the path over here. I've just put a bit of old decking wood under this one, just to keep it off the wet grass, because this one's sort of moved onto the grass. And I can see the stem of it is sort of yellowed now, so yeah, that one probably is not far off being ready. Might even harvest that in a week or so, just to make sure it doesn't get eaten by anything. Yeah, we're starting to get some mildew on these leaves, so I think these ones over here certainly are starting to be at the end of their life. Yeah, so hopefully we'll get some good pumpkins, certainly 6 or 7 nice pumpkins in the next few weeks. The patty pans are still growing away. This plant seems to have started trailing a little bit. There's lots of nice little ones on there, so hopefully they'll get a chance to grow a bit bigger. And there's a few other little ones on here. I just noticed one here actually. It's a green one that looks quite a good size. Maybe next week I'll harvest that one. Yeah, so there's quite a few patty pans to come, pumpkins, loads of leeks, loads of potatoes. The corn over here, this is the mini corn. Seems to be getting nibbled slightly on the tops. That might actually be ready soon. Some of it, that one's quite green. Yeah, so we'll see. That's sort of in the kids' bed, so we'll let them harvest that when it's ready. Yeah, everything's sort of carrying on. Another couple of weeks until we start getting our stuff in for next year, our garlic. I would like to sort out some of these beds before I do that. I do want to, ideally I'd like to join some of these beds together, get rid of some of these paths, so we've got, just so they're bigger beds and they don't waste as much space. Don't need as many cross paths. And the two long beds at the end there have worked well this year. I've been happy with those. So, and even got different crops in the same bed. So, yeah, sort of happy that that's worked well. Ideally, I'd probably have maybe these 3 joined together, join these little gaps up. But yeah, if I can find some decking, I might do some of that. And I'd like to paint some of them as well. Just try and look after them a little bit. I do need to, when I can get to B&Q, I wanted to buy some paint for the shed. Paint all that before it gets too much into winter. And I was going to move the IBC tank to the left of the shed, move that watering butt around the other side. Just because where it is, it's under trees, so it doesn't really collect any water. But the shed does pretty well. So hopefully they'll fill up over winter. But yeah, that's sort of the future plans over the winter. See what we can get done. So I think today I'm just going to harvest some of this chard, some of the bigger bits don't want it to go to seed or anything or get too big. Harvest some of that and see if we can make a meal with that, or if not, maybe we can freeze some of it. I'll have a Google, see how people preserve it. Do that, and yeah, that's pretty much everything at the moment. I'll go to the garden centre at some point and get some garlic bulbs. We've still got quite a lot left from last year. We've been using it ever since we harvested it back in the start of the summer, and it's storing really well. But yeah, it'd be good to get some more in for next year, and some onions as well. So I hope you're all keeping well and getting lots of nice harvests from your gardens and plots, and enjoyed having a little look around the plot. Hopefully there'll be some more work to do over the winter. Once some of these crops are out, we can do some more building and painting and getting ready for next season. Yeah, look forward to talking to you next week.